Well, my Reds, what a what a game. Absolutely incredible. Incredibly hard fought game. Oh man, though, a lot of things to take from this game. Some things I'm not necessarily over the moon about. We'll get into ratings, we'll get into your inclusion in the conversation as well. And um Jeez, it is something to behold when you go to North London and the pigeon enters the fray. Jeez, there's something about that guy that just it draws different emotions. I'm sure for different people depending on which or for which club you represent. But welcome back, everyone. Liverpool 2, Tottenham 1. Fifth place in hold now as we claw our way back up the ladder. This is uncomfortable. This was chaotic. And this is unfortunately, again, Arnie Slot's got some work to do. Let's not like mince words by saying he's out of the woods just yet, because this has been Liverpool in 2025. Absolutely been Liverpool in 2025. Fortunately for us, 2026 is on the doorstep, and maybe the new year can bring us better tidings. But it was eerily reminiscent of our run-in when we played Newcastle, and how we somewhat dialed down the gears and we just kind of allowed for them to have a little bit of extra pep in their step and get to second balls and be more and just simply not want to be a part of the fray. It sounds like I have the game on in the other room. I believe someone just scored, so I turned it down because I didn't want the volume to be loud enough to be picked up by the microphone. So we'll see. I think someone just scored. I'm not. I'm watching the Everton, or excuse me. I'm watching the Leeds game. Actually, Leeds Crystal Palace game was watching in the other room. So let me click on and see who might be leading in that one. It is looking like Leeds is up in that game. Unfortunately, Arsenal are up in theirs against Everton. A lot of work to be done in that game for Everton to make a lot of us happy campers. Rasta Crab, big up. Do I look like I just woke up? Well, no, I hope not. I didn't just wake up. I've been up since early this morning. I was watching. I watched the entire game, obviously, but did a Reds roll call. Big up to Rasta Crab. Big up to Red Armchair Supporter. Again, like I said earlier. And let's get into this. We might be joined by Lee. We also might be joined by JK, or maybe even Alante. But for right now, you have me on the solo dolo. So let's get this in on some Rolo. A trip to North London should have been something that was more routine against a Spurs team that isn't necessarily playing that well, to be honest. Should have been routine, turned into a test of nerve, discipline, maybe you can call it, if that. Oh, I wouldn't say it. A little bit of discipline, a lot of discipline, and emotional control, because this was a lot to be put onto our plates, and Liverpool left with 3 points. We left with injuries. We left with suspensions. We left with questions. I'm really going to want to hear what you guys thought this was. Rasta Crab's saying, "Did you watch the circus show we call football?" Yeah, it was. It was. It got really, really, really poor. Um, I I mentioned it before we went into this. I was like, "Oh, who's the referee for this game?" And I think his name's John Brooks. And I was just like, I didn't know who it was by just the name. When I did see the match official, I was like, "Oh, okay. I remember this match official has been in some um, some controversial games, but I was hoping we would be able to see something good from this and be a well officiated game. Let's just the pre-match for this game was easy enough. Thomas Szoboszlai passed the late fitness test. Obviously, Salah's not here for AFCON. Alexander Isak was watching this game from the bench from the start, rightfully so, because Ekitiké is in incredible form at the moment. But this selection told us something about Liverpool right from the very start, I think. Arne Slot, despite the fact that we've done well with the 4-4-2, whether even if it is not necessarily even having uh I'm not going to go there just yet. I'm not going to go there just yet. With the Isak results, Crab is definitely not bringing in something that we want to hear, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's see if I can get an update, because I know that a lot of us are hoping that it wasn't bad. All hoping that it's not something that's going to be as lengthy, because if it's out for 9 months, that's basically, I don't know why you would say out for 9 months. He's just out for the year if that's the case. So I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm really, really hoping that's not the case. Isak finally getting a goal, and then to get an injury from a really poor tackle. I think. I mean, like, I didn't want. I this it was Van de Ven coming in late, coming in reckless. I believe a little bit reckless. Um, he didn't necessarily do it intensely on trying to injure Isak. I'm not trying to say that, but I definitely think that I definitely am hoping that the injury isn't something that Crab is saying. I'm looking for the injury updates, and I don't see anything saying MCL. Um, but I don't see anything that says MCL. But I know that he did. It didn't look good. Um, it definitely didn't look good. I wasn't happy with the way that the player, had his shirt over his face, meaning not that I don't, you react to injury the way you want, but I mean, it was for me. I was just, it was troubling, because I knew usually when that's the case, when you're hiding your face or you're doing, the body language wasn't good, basically. Um, was it good to see him walk off the pitch, even though he was assisted? Yes, but it's something that we're hoping will be better news than what the streets are reporting. And hopefully, like Lee Wizkid said, Slot said it was too early to say. I'm hoping that he goes in. He's definitely going to get some scans, get a thorough look at by the doctor, and get a real assessment of where he is in getting something done. Twisted knee, bruised knee, all those types of things. Not fun to play with at all. But I'm going to break down this with you guys. First half, second half. Get your ideas, get your feelings on the game. Then we'll do our ratings. We'll even have a little open segment where you can tell us some of the questions or some of the or your own comments that you want to include in the dialogue with us. Right now, you are my main. You're my co-host. You're a co-host regardless to this channel, but you are my co-host for this one. So, so yeah. But yeah. But cold night in London, cold opening on the pitch it was for this game. Both teams definitely looked like they were playing out the some of the rust, maybe some of the jitters. Both sides played like defeat was the priority to avoid. Basically, at first, I thought you could see that by the early mistakes and unforced errors by Spurs in this game. Spurs had um, a little bit more to play for in that they were playing in front of their home fans, but neither side really showed quality in that opening 25 minutes, in my opinion. Maybe you think elsewise, but I think that we all saw a game and a team that didn't look like they were warmed up and ready to go, basically. The early moments that I remember from the first half, at least, were Kanate uh, releasing Ekitiké down the wing, but yet Romario won that duel. Van Dijk heading, getting a decent header, but one that went straight at Vicario, unfortunately. Bradley showed some really excellent defensive awareness. He had a run where he was covering the right side. Or excuse me, the left side, and he ended up putting in a really good defensive challenge where he was able to block the ball from being crossed in. Ali Khan dealt with Kolomuani's header, but it wasn't that much of a real strike on goal. Shout out Pops, by the way, joining us as well. Another Bayesian Red in the house. Big up. But yeah, it wasn't anything super alarming for Ali to deal with. Then came the moment I think that changed the entire narrative of the game. When I saw the challenge initially, I said to myself, that needs to be looked at. We need to see another replay. Because you saw VVD pull up lane, and when you see it in the replay, Xavi Simons lunges late into Virgil van Dijk. He lunges at the wrong side of the ball, by the way. So it wasn't even like he made a real earnest attempt at the ball. He ended up clipping his left leg as opposed to the ball being on his right foot. And he ended up clipping the calf of Virgil van Dijk. You can see the rip in his socks. It was no pressure, no excuse. I don't understand it. Initially a red, or excuse me, initially a yellow, but ends up being reviewed, rightfully so. And it gets correctly overturned, in my opinion, to a red. Brainless stuff. You're right, red armchair supporter. Brainless stuff. And you know, you got to think like obviously they're friends. You could tell that they know. I mean, they play on the same national team. You know, he was trying to make his case that he wasn't trying to intentionally maim Virgil van Dijk, but it was reckless all the same. Spurs go down to 10 men. Big up. Dustin, the legend, continues, is in the house. Big up, Dustin. But yeah, Spurs down to 10. Game tilted on after that. You have to admit, the game tilted. But unfortunately, one thing I don't really like, and I know that some will say games, sometimes it's harder to win a game, which I wouldn't say makes no sense, but you know, you would say, oh, well, it's 10 men. You should have a vested advantage in being able to play that team that's down to 10 men. Usually a team, when they're at 10 men or when they're down a man, they will revert to a more defensive shell of a game. And they somewhat did in that first half. They somewhat did. It wasn't really much being offered from the Spurs in the first half. Liverpool were probing in the first half, especially after when we went up to when we got the man advantage. Verts finds space. Kirkes was overlapping. No real breakthrough. I was hoping Verts could get that goal. If he lifts it, maybe. It was a tough shot. All the same, it was a tough shot. Caro had to make a save, but he more tried to place it into the goal as opposed to just strike through, maybe lift it for that top right corner. He went bottom right corner in his shot. But the half ended with wasted corners and, I say, unanswered questions. I say easily unanswered questions. At 0-0 with a man advantage, do you think that Liverpool looked composed out there in the chat? Do you think we looked composed? Or do you, like myself, think that we looked hesitant in the game? As in we looked like a little bit like, okay, let's just play our game. I guess you could call that some type of composure, but play our game and it'll all fall into place. 2-0, by the way. I thought I heard them score. 2-0. Leeds up over Crystal Palace. Halftime in both of those games. 1-0 Arsenal. 2-0 Crystal Palace. Or excuse me, Leeds over Crystal Palace. Let's see what you guys are saying. Lee say straight red for dangerous play, a red for 2 yellows, the team down to 10. Hold it together, then they're down to 9, nearly win. It's the mirror. Isn't that the mirror of our game 2 seasons back? Only difference was they didn't get a goal taken off for no reason. Okay, I see where you're going with that. I was going to say it seems like more so for me. It looks like it reminded me. This game reminded me more of the Newcastle game. You can tell me if you think different, but I just think that it reminded me of the Newcastle game in the second half, at least. Big up, Nigel. Big up, Nigel. Hope that you're well with your boba tea. Love boba tea. A little avatar. He's got it. Boba tea. Big up, Sheba. Do you think we should recall Elliott and maybe even Simicast in January? I think we will recall Elliott, to be honest with you. I think we could use Elliott right now. We're going to have a very, very, very difficult run of things if his injury is a lengthy injury. York scoring a penalty. I had a feeling he was going to score today because of all the talk about him. Red Archer supporter says, but to answer your question, Simicast, different story. Simicast, I don't think I don't think Simicast will find his way back into, unless we're forced to bring him back, of course, but I don't think Simicast is going to find his way back into this lineup at the current status. I think we're pretty solid at left wing with Robbo as the either first or second choice. Red Archer supporter says didn't look in any great danger until they actually scored from VVD's error when the game totally flipped. I didn't see this being as VVD's error, to be honest with you. But you'll have to tell me why you thought that was VVD's error in that case. I know VVD didn't get to the ball. He was kind of leaning back. He kind of swiped at the ball, missed at it. that allowed for them to get onto the ball. But I don't know if it was necessarily his error or if it was like a combination of errors. It's always the same against 10 men. We've done that to other teams time after time. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, like you think that 10 men would mean that you fight, you'd have a little bit of more fight and a little bit more um, will in your efforts, but um, it's not the case. That wasn't the case. It was, Richarlison got subbed in, and albeit, the second red was a second red, by the way. That was a red, or as in another yellow to a red, I should say, 2 yellows for a red. Because I think that was an obvious kick out by Romero at Ibu. It was stupid. I'll ask you this real quick before I even follow up, because I'm just seeing if I get any answers to some of these questions. On the telecast, on the commentators' telecast after the game, I heard Robbie Earl basically, and I forget who else is with them on the panel, but basically both of them said that they believe that if that was the case for any team they played on, if you had your captain do what Romero did today, he would not be your captain in going forward. I'm very interested to see. I don't think that Romero loses his captain armband. I think it was a dumb foul that he got. He had gotten the foul, and then rather than just get up, take the foul in a very, very dangerous area of the pitch, rather than give his team a real fighting chance, he does some bonehead play, brings his men down to 9 men, and all of a sudden, boom, here we are. We got Lee in the house. I'm just waiting for him to give me the thumbs up when he's ready to rock and roll. Okay. Bring Lee in to the convo. Talking about Romero, talking about our performance in the sense of what were some of your thoughts? We're just in the first half. We're going to break down the second half, certainly. But
I thought it was all good until we conceded that stupid bloody goal. And once we did that, we were nervous then at 2-1, even though they only had 10 men, and then latterly 9. That was the moment really for me, like where the game was changed when they scored. I was quite happy up until that point. I thought we did what we needed to do. But I mean, we got so many kicks and knocks. I'll never know what was Szoboszlai meant to have been booked for, because I still don't know. It never showed you at the time. All it did was show that he'd been carded. That was when Charlotte shaped up to him, wanted or something.
Yeah, I think it was for the interaction that he had. I don't think it was. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was dissent, but I think it was actually. I think it was the interaction. I'll try to find out for you.
That puzzled me, that one. I thought Ibu's booking was dog shit as well. There's no way that was a booking for me. The ref just wanted to book one of our players to stop them crying so much.
Yeah.
That weren't a booking for me. Ibu's yellow. No.
Yeah. Can't stand Richarlison. I agree with you, Sheba. I agree with you completely. Romero was poor in his decisions today, very reckless, was absolutely a disgrace on the pitch. And then Richarlison, gosh, man, Richarlison is his initial should be CMK, I think. Isn't that the wrestler? because CMK Punk isn't that because he is a punk. He is a punk.
Right. Yeah, the guy's a 24 carat dickhead, like any cast iron 24 carats,
Yeah, he did, Shiva. When he was, he should have gotten a card for that, by the way. When Ekitike was in the goal on the ground, and you saw Richarlison grab his neck, and kind of like and to push him and to get up off, like he was like to get up, he grabbed his neck and like kind of like used that as a reason to kind of brace himself to get up and back into play. Absolutely. They do say that the pigeon is, like I said, the pigeon are apparently the flying rats is what they call them. The
Oh
rats.
yeah, they'll eat anything, won't they? Pigeons. I've seen them eat like ciggy butts, like a cigarette butt. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
that's nasty. That dude.
it is ugly. It is ugly. Much like Richarlison in his game, very ugly. Halftime changes tell stories. Bradley off, injured. Okay. Isak on. Sabasli doing something that none of us want to see. We've all earnestly shrugged it off as okay, it has to be done, I guess, today. I guess you got to right back on the actual bench, but still, Spasly played right back, chasing a goal. Obviously, as his manager, trying to get some control, but also bring in a player that brings some offensive threat to the right back role. It worked in essence. Spurs lost the ball high. Vert slips Isak through. One-touch goal. Liverpool lead. But that was an immediate concern. I know we've touched on it somewhat, but that's an immediate concern. The streets, Rasta Crab has put into the chat that he thinks that his reports or the sources that he saw said that it's 9 months. So basically, it would be Isak out for the year. If that's the case, that's horrific.
No! Please don't tell me he's out for the season off that. Mate, he
That
caught a
again,
terrible one off bloody Van der Ven, who stuttered him right on the thigh, didn't he, earlier? And the ref didn't do nothing. And then
that's what happens. I mean, like when you have a referee allowing for really reckless play to continue, and you set the detriment you set the tone, and you're gonna get and Van de Ven
problem is
late. He knows he can't get to. There's no way Van de Ven's making is getting to that ball. There's no way he's going to actually get to that ball. And rather than just go in and rather than try to get in at the player, but not make a reckless tackle, which I think it was. I thought the tackle was reckless. If he doesn't score, I think he gets a penalty, to be honest with you. If he doesn't score that goal, he gets a penalty. But because he scored the goal, I think he doesn't get a foul called on him. And again, we're hoping that it's been said that it's that it is too early to call or too early to say. That's what Lee Wiskett Slot said in the presser. I'm hoping that it ends up being better news than what's being obviously told to us by the chat. But clattered again, Isak. I don't like the fact that this guy is pretty fragile. Off he goes. He just got subbed on. I think it was like 10, 15 minutes. He's been on the bench and like he's getting subbed off. Another injury, another what if. Now it's Ekitike central again because Isak came on And when Isak came on, that pushed Ekitiké to the right rather than just play with two central figures in the team. He did gravitate centrally, but still, rather than go with that 4-4-2, we still played with like more of a 4-2-3-1. Now it's Ekitiké central again, like I said, Verts, flanked also by Frimpong on the right, and Verts on the left, and Liverpool push. Kirkes hit the bar at the other end. Then comes the second, which was a well-taken goal. Look, if you're going to allow for the physical play to happen, don't be surprised when you get pushed back. And some might say it was a slight push, but Frimpong's looping header, Ekitiké rises. It got deflected technically. 2-0. It should be done and dusted. Why can't we just play what my heart was saying, which is 2-0, but it went with what my head was saying, which I said earlier, 2-1, which is what I predicted. And it just wasn't. Richarlison scrambles, one into a pinball corner. Tension returns, and then Frimpong is injured. I don't get it. Why the referee?
Yeah.
I understand his placement wasn't great to be able to. He was far from the action. However, go and ask one of your sideline officials, like on the mic. So you don't have to actually physically even go over. It used to be you had to run over and talk to him. Now at least you have the earpiece and everything. Ask him, did he get hit in the face? And he did. Frimpong got hit in the face by a wild hand or elbow, as he was calling it, and was visually bleeding. And the referee saw that it was saw him like with blood to his face, and the referee played on. I don't get the whole let's stop.
I feel
head injuries.
We suffered from the Simmons sending off because it was a yellow upgraded to a red. Then after that, he was loath to card that many of their players. It had to be a really bad foul. But he let them off with some shockers. I mean, a lot of our guys got nailed today. A lot of them got nailed at different times. And they were ill-disciplined, which helped us in terms that, we won the match because they only had 10 men. We got in front, right. But they were very ill-disciplined, Spurs. There was a lot of people leaving their foot in, a lot of studs on toes, and that one from Simmons on Virgil. I mean, the moment I saw that, I thought, that's got to be a red, that, mate.
Yeah. Happy birthday to Dara's. Yeah. Happy birthday to Dara's son. That's really cool. Happy birthday. Yeah, it is. I agree with you, Jimmy. Again, we're going to get into ratings, but you'll see why. I'll spoiler alert. I did not give Arne Slot a high rating in this game. I did. I went back to letter grades for this one because I wanted to give a report card on this one. This was us. I want to take these Reds to school today because they definitely deserve it. They deserve it for sure. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't matter what we do. If they can see it coming a mile off with time to adjust, doesn't look obvious. Certainly doesn't. Songs 4K says, getting dominated by 10 men playing long ball again. Newcastle and Spurs. I say you're right, Songs 4K. That's why it reminded me of Newcastle.
Yeah.
Big up,
Look,
Kevin, by the way.
we
Big
got
up.
the points. We got the points, but it weren't the greatest performance. I wasn't overjoyed with the performance. I am overjoyed with the 3 points. I just hope it isn't at the cost of a shitload of injuries, because we've got no Salah, no Gakpo, no Gomez. It's hitting us hard now, this, and we need these players to be okay. I just hope Isak isn't out for too long.
Yep.
And that we do see him again soon enough, but yeah, it might be a costly win, this. But anyway, we've got 3 wins on the spin, and now we've got the chance to go even further against Wolves and Leeds. Szoboszlai's missing after that bastard yellow that I don't know what was for.
Oh, yeah. Let me look that up.
Charlison wasn't booked for that little thing he done with Szoboszlai, then why was Szoboszlai booked? It was Richarlison who went up to him. Szoboszlai didn't run to Richarlison and go.
It was
Charlison done that
what I
to
thought
him.
it was. It was arguing with the referee. That was a dumb foul. That was a foul.
Right. Well, thanks for that, ref, you gobshite. We're missing him now for Wolves.
You gotta recognize this too, though. Dominic Szoboszlai's got to keep his head in the game. As much as I will agree with you, Dominic Szoboszlai, probably didn't necessarily deserve a yellow card, but he's also in a game where cards are being handed out like it's the Oprah Winfrey show, and
He went down the route of carding quite a few of our players. The ref did need to sort of even it out because their fans were outraged. And it was their players, though, like Romero, the Muppet. Every decision he was after the ref. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was so pleased when he got sent off. The guy's a hothead, isn't he? He's a good defender, but he's a hothead. And I don't know.
Yeah, three yellow cards for us. Ali got a yellow card. Dom got a yellow card. Kanate got a yellow card. And then Bentancur got a yellow card. Van de Ven had a yellow card in the 85th minute. I think Van de Ven should have had a yellow card, possibly even earlier. But maybe he gets away with that.
I'd imagine if they had 8 men, but they were very ill-disciplined. It was a poorly disciplined performance from Frank's men. Once we went 1-0 up, they couldn't handle it. I mean, even before that, with what Simmons done to Virgil, they were just badly disciplined. And yes, it helped us to get the win, but I just hope everyone's okay.
Yeah, it would have been horrible if we couldn't do what we did. That was I agree with you, Dara. I agree with you, Dara. That was very, very unfortunately for Spurs fans. I was hoping for better from you today. To boo Virgil van Dijk every time he touched the ball because he had gotten a red card for your player, for Xavi Simons. He got a red card, and because he got a red card, you're going to boo the player that he got the red card against.
No, that was literally comical that they decided to boo Virgil after that tackle. I mean, he didn't even milk it, mate. He could have milked it worse and rolled around holding his leg, but he just went down. You know what I mean? As I say, it was literally comical to hear them booing Virgil and singing, having a go at the ref and that.
Yeah.
Sod them anyway.
Yeah. Let me see something.
Any score in the Everton Arsenal game?
It was 1-0, but let me see what the score is now. It is still 1-0.
to Everton then.
Come on now.
Oh, you
I'd be
mean
a
it's
lot.
0-1, nothing
Yeah,
one.
0-1. Yeah.
But I was
Yeah.
excited then. 1-0 sounded like the home team were in front.
Yeah, I apologize if that's what it took you. Yeah.
Oh, come on, Everton.
I would have said that with a lot more like, gravitas and or a lot more oomph behind my message if Everton were up 1-0 right now. Leeds is up 2-0 in that game, 1-0 to Arsenal, or 0-1 to Arsenal. But let's see. Just pun, like you guys are talking about those kind of points. All right, let me get back into the conversation of what we saw in the game then. And let's just get into it. Let's get into player ratings real quick because it's like we're 40 minutes in. It's a good time, better time than ever or any to get into player ratings. Can I start with Ali? I think Ali efficiently mopped up one threatening long ball. That one where he came out and was able to get to it first, get past the player, then he had to get back up and then direct it around the next Spurs player as well. That was tough. I mean, if he makes one mistake, that's either a card, possible red card, and certainly if he doesn't get to it and the player continues on, it's a almost certain goal. But gratefully collected. Muani's weak header, I'd call it, in the first half. I don't think he had anything he could do against the Richarlison's effort. That was just a really good shot. And I think he stood firm late in the day. I'm doing letter grades. I'm going to give him a C+. That would be like a 75 to 80 range if you're looking for numbers. What do you want to give? I'll let you light your cigarette there. What do you want to give? Play along if you like too, by the way. AB1. That's right. Well, go ahead, Lee.
Well, Alisson.
Yeah, Allison. Yeah.
Alisson. Yeah, good game. Couldn't do that much about the goal, but he was good. He was off his line quickly in situations. I'd give Ali an 8 for sure. Yeah, Ali was good.
Wow.
I'll
do the conversion.
He had a good game. Made a couple of good saves, and he couldn't do a lot about the goal. The defence sold him out there a bit, like, didn't it? Oh God, that was such an ugly goal to concede, and we've conceded some really ugly ones this season, but that stunk, that goal, mate.
All right, I'll do my conversion. That's a B rating. Okay. Connor Bradley offered up a typically energetic performance, had difficulties against marauding Spence, but I think he handled Spence pretty well, to be honest with you. Was withdrawn at halftime after suffering a knock at the end of the first period. That's a little bit of a concern. We all know that he's got a little bit of sensitivity towards keeping fit and available. Oh, pick up Lady B in the house. Pick up Lady B. Yeah. I wish there's a way. I think that if Bernie wants to join the conversation, she's more than welcome. I'm trying to think if I have. I'll send it to your email. It's just the only contact I think I have for you, Bernie. But you're more if you want to if you're busy or maybe like if you're just listening along, then no pressure whatsoever. No pressure whatsoever. But I will definitely. It's been a while, and every time we are graced with the presence of Lady B, we are definitely more than appreciative. So let me see. I think someone just scored, by the way. I think someone just scored.
Come on, Everton.
It's not the Everton game. It's not the Everton game. So
okay. My dad thought Everton were going to win. My dad thinks Everton are going to win. Well, thought they were going to win tonight. I say we'll win. We'll win that one. Is what my dad said.
I'm hoping your dad is right. How about that?
Well, I said a draw when we predicted the scorelines last night. And went for a draw, and I'm still holding out hope that Everton can scrape something together and take a couple of points off Arsenal, get us that little bit closer to them. Not that we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna end up winning the league this season, but just to get closer would be nice. Because we're too far away at the moment for my liking. 10 points is too much. Come on, Everton. Do us a favour for once, will you? If you can find it in your hearts.
Okay. All right. I have sent it to Bernie if she is interested. Lady B LFC. I like it. It's like she's a little hip hop girl now or something, I guess. I got a little hip hop in her. A little rhyme. That rhymes. I like it. All right. All right. Well, then let's get in Connor Bradley. I gave Connor Bradley a C-. I gave Connor Bradley a C-. What do you give Connor?
Connor will give a 7.
A 7. Okay, that's a
dive by Jed Spence needed a booking, mate. That was a pitiful dive from Jed Spence when Bradley got injured. What was all that about, mate? He knocked it, he put it through sort of pass and then just vaulted over him, didn't he? That should have been a booking, that, mate.
Connor got a 8 from Kevin. Okay, so got a B from Kevin. You give him a C. I gave him a C-, only because I was just disappointed to see him go off. I know injuries shouldn't be something that you give demotions for, but yeah, I just thought it was a game that we were going to need everyone to play fully and thoroughly in this game. I thought he played well defensively. Unfortunately, he didn't offer as much as I would have liked for him to have offered offensively, but it's all good. C- is still a good grade, a decent grade at least. Ibu, Mr. Kanate. I don't think he wasn't really tested the entire game. Then at the end of the game, he had a very nervy final 10 minutes, maybe even 10, 15 minutes, maybe. Produced a key block to deny Richarlison a second goal. However, sometimes Ipu can make you definitely squirm a little bit. I gave Ibu a D+. Maybe that's me I might be being harsh. But I gave him a D+. What do you give Ibu?
I give him a 7.
C. All right. Wow.
I've been very
I've been very
critical of Ibu lately, and he wasn't great at anything tonight. But
he wasn't
awful. He wasn't awful either. I'll give him a 7. Yeah, same as Bradley.
Okay. Yeah, he wasn't awful, but he wasn't also that great either. Primarily because he did have a yellow card in this game, which was a poorly done to get a yellow card.
Oh, mate, I didn't think that was a yellow. I was right on his side there. I thought that was a really soft yellow. Do you know what I mean? Both of them
I
turned
get
to
what you're
run
saying.
for it. He felt, he knew felt Ibu's body and just flung himself on the deck. To me, that was a foul and nothing more. It was definitely not a yellow card for Ibu, but he got one anyway.
Okay. Yeah, Ibu's getting a 7 from Jimmy, or a C from Jimmy. I'm doing the conversions for everyone. And Lady B is giving Ibu I believe Ibu is getting a 6, so that's a D letter grade. So yeah, Ibu is now 1 yellow card away from being suspended, by the way. So we just now
Well,
is what we have. No,
no Endo,
no.
no Gomez. It's going to be Gravenberch, isn't it? If Ibu gets injured, it'll be
Yeah.
Gravenberch, please.
Yep.
With the back.
Yep.
And I
Or
don't want
even
that.
something wilder. You'll see maybe like a youth academy player, start a game. That would be the telltale sign of our season if like you see Virgil van Dijk and Lucky, exactly. Lucky. He'd be a little unlucky to have that be his first start. That'd be a lot of pressure on the young lad. But yes, Ibu is now 1 yellow card away. How about our captain on the end of Simon's nasty challenge? Obviously, didn't put a foot wrong. I think until that last little bit of failing to clear Richarlison's goal. I think, unfortunately, he was like leaning away and he couldn't get to it. And he flicked at it, but couldn't make contact with it. Unfortunately, he didn't have the right, balance of his body, because if anything, you would hope that he would push forward and be able to clear the ball by like going through the ball as opposed to leaning back and hoping to clear the ball. I gave Virgil a C. I was gonna give him a C plus, but I gave him a C. I give him a C too. So I was gonna give him a C plus, but I was gonna give him a C because let me say this to our leaders on our team. Honestly, if other players want to walk the plank with the referee, allow them. Do not try to hold back the player. He was holding back Romero as Romero was going off on the referee. He was yelling at him.
No, he's good like that, Virgil. Do you know what I mean? He's not like he doesn't start trying to mix it. He tries to calm things down, for the opposition player and that. He plays by the rules because he's such a good player. He doesn't have to,
Ali does that kind of stuff.
He doesn't have to go all weird, does he? Like in that, you know what I mean? So it was quite
that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he even gave Xavi Simons like a pat on the back, didn't he, as he was walking off? You know what I mean? He is his international teammate, and he you know what I mean? So they know each other probably quite well, I would imagine. But yeah, I would give it Virgil a 7 for tonight's efforts.
I just please stop. Don't. If they want to yell, if they want to make, because honestly, him doing that will end up, what will happen is he will have his suspension will be worse. So who cares? Let him do what he needs to do. I know we need to do. We need to bring in Lady B to the conversation and give her a warm hello and welcome to the show. Big up, Lady B in the house. How are you?
Evening, 12th evening, late. Sorry, lost my voice a bit before shouting at the
too much rapping, putting down some lyrics.
No, shouting at the ref.
Shouting at the ref. That too. Yeah. That ref was atrocious today, wasn't he?
Do you know,
I've never heard of him, that ref. Like, it's not the worst display I've seen, but he did lack a bit of bottle after he sent Simmons off, to stamp his authority. He lacked a bit of bottle from that point on to stop them, leaving studs in and that, because there's a few players who got it in our team, so a few players got really nailed, like, quite badly.
Yeah, Jimmy sent me a text during the game and he said he's lost control, and I think that he had it. That was just, he was okay to a point, and then he just lost it, didn't he? Totally.
Yeah, agreed. And then once you set that tone, it's tough to reel it back. It's really tough to reel it back. I think that the tone he set helped lead to. I'm not saying it was the absolute direct. It wasn't the absolute direct result of, but it definitely led to a Van de Ven feeling, oh well, you know what, I can go in for this tackle on Isak. Why not? And unfortunately, he didn't look like he was really the better man in doing that. Milos Kerkez, what was your? Did you want to give ratings for everyone that because we've only done 4? Did you want to? What was your rating for Ali?
I
Let you catch up.
Yeah, I thought Ali did well. He did stop a couple. So, and you can't. I don't think I could blame him for Richarlison's goal.
Yeah,
so
I'd
give him an 8. Ali.
Okay. Connor Bradley, would you want to give Connor?
Wasn't so impressed with Connor today, to be honest with you. And I normally like him, so I'm going to give him. Well, it might sound a bit harsh. I'm going to give him a 6.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, him pulling up lane hurt a lot. That hurt a lot to see him go off early. I know you did give your Ibu, and I saw your Virgil van Dijk score. So I'll let you start. Kerkez, what would you have given Kerkez, and then we'll give our ratings too.
He's got the heart, Kerkez, but I don't think he's got the talent yet. Still, certainly not in defence. So, I'll give him a 7.
Oh wow, that's a nice score. I was I'm gonna say I wasn't as kind. I think actually, yeah, I gave him a C too. I gave him a C. I see what you mean too, by the way. Like he's got that, you can see the effort is there. The effort is there, but beyond the effort might be a different story.
Yeah.
Beyond the effort. What would you have given Kerkez? Lee?
7, definitely. The whole defence, if there was 7, I'd give Ali an 8, but Bradley, Ibu, Virgil and Kerkez all get a 7. None of the defence can have more than that for the worry we went through at the end of the game. We just haven't looked solid and right in defence all season. It's just like we just haven't looked right in defence all season. It needs sorting. I mean, it needs surgery, like the back line, doesn't it? Not at full back, but at centre back, we need people coming in. If Ibu gets booked against Wolves, that means he'd missed the Leeds game, and we've got no one to grab the itch to put in there with Enzo and Joe out. So, he's going to have to make sure he doesn't get booked, like, so he can play both them games. And then maybe in January, we'll have somebody, like, who can deputise. Because at the moment, like, we're cutting it fine, aren't we? Like, every time. I mean, imagine if that really was a done Virgil in that challenge, if it was just a bit harder or whatever, or a bit higher. We'd have been screwed, mate. And every time he goes in for a challenge now, I'm worried because we've got no one else.
Right, I understand.
I agree with you, Lee, because I think a lot of the fans are throwing Virgil under the bus at the moment, saying, oh, he's not doing well in defence. I think you've got to look at it that it's not a game off. He plays every single game.
Yeah.
He's covering for Kerkez. Kerkez is learning on the job with us as he's going along. So he's covering for him. Ibu's not on his game, so he's having to try and make up for Ibu's mistakes. And then you've got all the different right backs changing all the time. There's no solid settled defence. So I think, I feel sorry for BVD because you look at his stats as well against others in the Premier League, and he's still number one for an awful lot of passes and control. So I think he's better than everyone's giving him credit for at the moment.
Yeah, I think unfortunately VVD has, because he's VVD and he has this high bar of expectations, they don't recognize the fact that he's had a lot of toll put on him this year, and like you said earlier, Kirk has, what was unfortunate to see was Kirk wasn't able to do something that we've been so reliant, or maybe even expecting from our left back, and that is put in a good cross. Mm-hmm. He's got the pace to get around. He's doing the overlaps. You can't say, "Oh, well, Cody's there and he's not giving him the overlaps and all the other stuff that people say." He's got he's getting touches. He's getting the opportunity. He's making the runs. Put in a good cross. Just put in some good crosses. We got to see that from Frimpong today, but if we had seen more of that from Kirkez, I would have given him a higher rating. But that was something that I thought was lacking from Kirkez today.
I agree with that, but I do feel sorry for Kirkez in one way as well, because, like you say, he does these overlaps, runs past Gakpo, and Gakpo's looking somewhere else, and you can just see he's lost. Yeah, isn't he? He's lost in the ether, and then he has to run back, so he's not offside all the time. And I think that 1-2 reading of the game between them isn't there. He's trying Kirkez up at the top, but quite a lot. He just left it. He has to come back on side then, doesn't he?
Yeah. Making the runs. There was times I saw players making runs and they kind of throw their hands up, like, are we gonna even the commentator made the comment about a McAllister run, McAllister's making these runs and no one is. We're not really we're so worried about having control of the ball that we're not taking chances, it seems like sometimes.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And that's I think why Jimmy's comment about, sometimes watching this offense play is like watching paint dry. It is. It could be very just, methodical and just, tough to watch sometimes.
Do you think they're being overcoached, Tom?
That's a good. That very well could be. It very well could be.
Because that initiative and spark of a bit of talent, it seems to be sort of suppressed a bit for me.
Mm. Yeah, that could very well be. It could be. What I think is the telling point, Bernie, is that I remember a couple of times last season, especially, and I think it was against Spurs when we had that outburst against Spurs. We had 3, 4, 5 goals. Everyone was scoring basically, but our coach came out and said that that wasn't in the game. What you saw was just individuals playing well and exceeding and doing the things that they naturally do. That wasn't under the scheme of what he incorporated as being the strategy. His strategy was more, compact, more about having control, doing I think that he grinds it so well into the levers that the levels of expression aren't necessarily there as much as they could be. Rather than, oh, go ahead, you see a through ball, go for it. I know that there's maybe a less than 50% chance you get the through ball in, but rather than jeopardize losing control technically, take a chance on making an opportunity. I don't think we do that.
You hit the nail on the head before when you said about Virgil's high bar, the standards that he's set, and when it dips slightly below that, I've seen some of our fans really having a go at him in streams, and I'm like, short memory there, mate. Don't be doing that. I can't be asked engaging with them, when I see that in streams that I'm in, like, and can't be asked saying, like, oh, shut the fuck up, but, pardon me. But, yeah, a lot of people have been on Virgil's back, and he has had some shabby displays by his standards this season, but it's been a team thing. I tried to pull that one for Mo, saying it's a team thing. The shabby performances from Mo are part of it, a team that isn't functioning well, but it's definitely true with Virgil. Like,
don't you think
he set such high standards? What you said, the high bar, that when he dips below it, and some people just got short memories for me, mate, and I'm not having it. Like,
I'm not saying that he's been flawless, but I think, and Bernie mentioned it earlier, and I agree. I think that sometimes some players establish such a level of excellence that there are those of us in the fan base, whether we're rivals or even some of us that are part of the fan base here, we just want to see him off his perch a little bit, like knocked down just a little bit. And then once that opportunity arises for you to, take your shots at the player's game, you take the most, you do the most with it. I think that's what's happening.
But he's the only player who never gets a day off, does he?
I know.
He doesn't ever start from the bench. He's on every
But that'll be used up. But people say, but that can't be an excuse. That's the first thing people say. You can't. You're just making excuses for the player. No, that's a reality. You're absolutely right.
Well, we've had many conversations about who's captain material, like, with some of the choices of captain for other clubs, like, are a bit strange. But Virgil's a natural captain, like, he leads by example, and he's a good captain. Like I was saying then about, like, giving Javi Simons a pat on the back, stopping Romero. That's because he's a captain, and he's acting like a grown-up, you know what I mean, in the situation.
Yeah.
Captains are meant to
I don't know.
Your captains are meant to help the referees keep a lid on the game, like, when it kicks off. And that's what he tries to do, which is the mark of the man, like, you know what I mean? He's
right.
in every which way, is Virgil, like, and that's all there is to it.
Bernie, I don't know if you heard the comment that I made earlier, but I was saying how there was, when Romero was getting his red card, when he got his second yellow for dissent, and he was yelling at the referee, and he looked like he was going to go at the referee, maybe even like, get in his face or, do what basically, remember when Virgil lost his temper, that time when he got the ban, he got the red card, and he ended up getting, I think, an extra ban because of what he said.
Yeah.
I was like, there was no player holding you back in that game,
No.
from the other team. There was no one saying, hey, Virgil, calm down. Calm down.
I enjoyed that. Just for once, he got to blow a fuse, like, and say, what's this?
Romero,
I hated it that he got sent off, but, these things happen occasionally. Nobody's flawless. Like,
sorry, Lee, go on.
No, go on.
No, go on.
No, I was just going to say, what Jimmy and I sort of text each other during the game, just discussing it, and I said to him, he'll tell you in the first half, I said, Romero's going to get sent off. And he hadn't even got a yellow card then.
You could tell.
But you could see it. He's just like a loose cannon, isn't he? And you think he's a hothead. And, I'm glad we don't have somebody like that playing for us because, he's one step away from a card all the time.
No, that guy's too much. He's a good defender. He's a very good player. He's a better defender than many people think. But yeah, he's just such a hothead. Like, he can't control his emotions. Like, a lot of the time when it's a fractious game, like that was, and I was made up to see him sent off. I'm not going to go down that road of saying I don't want opposition players to be sent off. Of course, I bloody do. That helps us. But it's not a pleasant thing, though. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, then you've won because of this or that. But yeah, he's always a player that can get two bookings in. He's less likely to get red cards.
He's an interesting choice.
Muffins is his speciality quite a lot. And a lot of the time, it's his bloody mouth that gets him there.
He is an interesting choice for captain. And I think one of the reasons why what you guys are both saying is spot on is by him being captain, there isn't someone that can tell him to pipe down, on the pitch. He's the leader. Not many people are getting in the leader's face and telling him, hey, you're out of line, or hey, calm down, or whatever. He is the leader. Which hypothetically, this isn't our team, I understand that, but would you, if a player like that, or would you take the captain's armband away from him possibly because of actions like this? Or Robbie Earl, the reason I'm asking, because Robbie Earl and Warnock, that's what it was. Both of them were on the commentary panel.
Yeah, like Robbie. Robbie's a good pundit. Don't care for Stephen Warnock at all, but Robbie's okay.
Yeah. Steve, yeah, he's a different story. But both of them were saying that they think that if a player on their teams had done that they would expect that armband to be taken away from them. That's pretty harsh.
Yeah, but if you think about it, I mean, if they, if they measured the number of yellows he gets and the number of times he's at risk of getting a red card, then you'd have to say he has not the temperament for it, because he's a threat to the team. I would. I mean, it's great to have that passion because he can lead the team. But if he's setting a bad example, then I'd take it off him.
Yeah, it's an integral part of his game, but it is to his detriment. I mean, Virgil would never do that, was he? If Virgil went up for a header and was fouled, and we got a free kick, he's not going to do that back kick on the centre back that he's just got a foul out of, is he? It's never going to happen. They are completely different anyway, as their temperaments are so different. But it can always happen with him, and I was pleased when it did, because he was getting on my nerves all game with his whining at the ref. He was whining at the ref all game, every decision.
Mm-hmm. Did you think, I know it's a physical game, but I actually thought that, for me, I thought that Spurs were quite dirty,
I absolutely agree, yes.
Yeah, raking the boot down Virgil's leg, but also as well, somebody put, I can't remember who it was now, and I can't remember our player, but stamped on his toe, okay, he could say.
Oh, yeah, McAllister.
McAllister got one on the toe, yeah.
There was quite a bit, wasn't there? And I thought, it's one thing to be physical, but then you can take it up a notch, and then it's dirty play for me, and it's injury, like Isak. Look at Isak. We can't afford to get injuries, and just think, if you're a professional, for me anyway, and I've never played football, obviously, but if you're a professional, I think that you've got to think like a professional. What would you think if somebody did that to you, left the boot in, or or costed you to be out and lose the season or whatever? You've got to be physical, but be careful as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I was very critical of Van de Ven's challenge on Isak. I thought that Van de Ven knows he's not getting to that tackle. Or not, he's not going to be able to get to the tackle and make a real play.
It was the first one that outraged me the most. Not the one that injured him. The first one where he had to put his down on Isak's thigh, not his on his thigh. You know what I mean? And he obviously did it on purpose. And there was nothing. We got a free kick, but that was it. He should have been caught for that. And then a few minutes later, do you know what I mean? He slides in like that. Sort of scissors him. It wasn't dirty or anything. It was unfortunate. The weight fell onto him, and then next thing you know, Isak's coming off, and he went the only one coming off with a frimpong, then getting brought off after the pitch and elbowed him. It was a lot of it. They were dirty, and they're not.
Is it? I was just about to ask that question. about to ask a question to you both. Do you think that Spurs are a dirty team, or is it more that Spurs are just feeling the pressure of trying to get a result, and especially in front of their home, because they don't play well. They haven't played well this season in front of their home fans. The fact that, they're down in a game where they're getting relatively outplayed, and they really don't have any real answers in the game. So all of a sudden, maybe you leave in. I mean, you spoke about dirty. I thought that the fact that Frimpong got hit in the face the way he did should have been a foul. It wasn't even called a foul. It wasn't so much as a card, but a foul. Not even a
Do you
foul.
know what I mentioned a couple of days ago on Brian's stream? I don't know, Lee, whether you were there or not, but there's a boxer he's a MMA, I think, in Liverpool called Paddy.
Paddy?
Yeah, Paddy.
Paddy the Batty.
Yeah, well, Frimpong.
Yeah, Paddy Pimblett, yeah.
Yeah, Frimpong went to see him at Paddy's gym.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah, and Frimpong said to him, "I've never been hit in the face." And Paddy said, "Do you want me to hit you now?" He said, "Do you want me to hit you now?" And he said, "No." And you could see he was scared. And he said, "I've never been in a fight, and I've never been hit in the face." And I think today, when he was hit in the face, I think that's what floored Frimpong. He's not that tough,
Yeah. He's a lover, not a fighter. How about that?
It wound him up, didn't it? It wound him up. And like you were saying that, and you could see even once he crossed the touchline, like he was off the pitch, that he was still wound up about it. Because everyone knows what Richarlison's like. It's not new with Richarlison. He's like this all the time, especially against us because he was an Everton player. Funnily enough, he was a player I coveted as a Liverpool signing before Everton bought him when he appeared at Watford under Marco Silva. I was like, I like him. You know what I mean? Could see him in a Liverpool shirt. But for me, Richarlison spoils the talent he's got with his narkiness. He gets too wound up over trivial things, really trivial things. And it spoils him like it did with Neymar. Neymar was always, having a hissy fit, weren't he? He's got a bit of the Neymars about him for me, Richarlison, and it's to the detriment of him as a footballer because he is actually talented.
I think he's like our kryptonite. Whenever we play against a team with him in it, he knows our weak spot and he goes for it, doesn't he? I can't stand him.
Yeah, I think it's because he's such an instigator. He's an instigator. He can get under your skin. Yeah. Even Ali, there was because he did what I said earlier about he put his hands on the throat of Ekitiké and then got up and started running, and even Ali was like, "Yo, what are you doing?" There was no compatrioting from you being a fellow national team player or something like that. It was more of like, what are you doing to ID me? No love lost between anyone, whether you're from Holland or from Brazil. Speaking of Holland, Gravenberg. We gotta get to these ratings. I'll allow for Lee. Whoops. Make sure I get that one in. Gotta always get the in there. What would you have given Gravy, Lee? And then I'll go to Bernie.
Can I just say, when you get a really special taste in gravy, it's brilliant, isn't it? There's nothing like a really tasty gravy, is there? The type that your nan used to make. Anyway, I would say it was quite quiet. It was quite quiet today. Not involved in many major things, so I'll give him a 7.
7, okay. Did you want to give us your diagnosis of gravy, or did you want to give us your diagnosis of...
Well, onion gravy is lovely. Onion gravy is dead nice when it's made well.
Okay.
Well, we can always talk about gravy another day, but I'm going to call Lee Bisto in future.
Yeah.
Lee Bisto. Now, do you know
Bisto.
What? Yeah, again, I'm going to probably shoot myself in the foot here, but I didn't rate Gravenberg today. I thought he was bad. He's getting a 6 from him, and he's lucky getting that.
Oh, wow. Okay. That wasn't too harsh. I gave actually Gravy a C plus actually today, but I can understand why you say that because he wasn't. There were times where he kind of floated into the game and floated out of the game. Maybe is that what you're trying to say, or was he just never in the game for you, Bernie?
Well, hardly. And then, he had some awkward moves. He fell over in defence, and he just seemed to be not on his game. So I think that I'm being generous giving him 6, to be honest with you.
Okay. Before we get into, I sent Lee a picture of because you guys don't do biscuits and gravy, right? You don't do
No, that's not a thing here.
Right? That's not a thing.
We call them scones over here, or
Scones.
scones.
Okay.
Scones if you're in the south, and scones if you're in the north.
Okay.
Again, I love a good
but do you put gravy on them? Do you put gravy on your scones?
No.
We put jam and cream.
Jam and cream. I got you.
It's a breakfast here. For me, I just like scones with butter. If they're nice, my favourite was ginger scones, which my nan used to buy. I don't think I've seen ginger scones since my nan was here, which is a while ago. But they were absolutely lovely ginger scones. Just a scone with like a dusting of ginger stuck to the top of it.
Yeah, I think there's the Americans. Your biscuits sort of thing. We put sugar in ours to make them sweet, or they put cheese in. You can have cheese scone, but yours are more just like what we'd call a dumpling in a way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Chicken and dumplings. Yeah.
Yeah. I've never been that into dumplings because it's the consistency of them. They're too soggy for me. If I'm going to make something soggy, I want to do it myself. You know what I mean? I don't want it done before I try and eat something. Too soggy, the consistency, the texture. No, don't like it.
How about gravy soaked dumplings, Bistoli?
I was just wondering because over here we eat biscuits and gravy for breakfast. Actually, that's why I was just wondering too. You have a biscuit, they're more like your scones, or like you said. And then what you do is you cut them, and then it's not a dark gravy, it's like a white gravy with chunks of meat in it.
Yeah, do you put bacon or something in your?
Sometimes you can if you want. It's more like a ground beef.
Can I ask you what Americans think of the idea of black pudding? What we have here, which is fried pig's blood.
Okay.
It's a bit weird.
I don't want to do any.
No, there's one called white pudding, but it looks horrible. I used to have my mate living here for 50 years, and he had this white pudding, and after his acid, he threw up, which pretty much told me that it must be horrible white pudding.
No, it's Irish, Lee. It's Irish, and it's pretty decent. It's just pork mince, and it's got oats in it. It's and salt and pepper. It's not an awful lot to it. But if you like pork sausages, you'd like white.
Oh yeah. I like pork sausages.
I like really calorific things. Things with a lot of grease and flavour and calories in it, and the black pudding, it comes under that heading. You stick it together with sausages, bacon, egg, beans. Get yourself a mix going on with a piece of toast. Have yourself a toast butty, or if you're full English breakfast.
Wow, we become
the breakfast of champions. That is
the cooking channel all of a sudden. But all right, so. People tuned in to get some ratings, and they're like, "Are they talking about breakfast food?"
All right. But if you look at chat, they're all talking about it, so they quite enjoy it,
Yeah, it's good. It's definitely good. No.
I'll tell you, 12th, what I did try. I did try, and it didn't do it for me. Grits,
Oh, grits? No, you don't like grits.
No.
Okay.
I always remember
It depends on how you make them. I'm not a big fan of grits either. When I grew up, I wasn't. But I've had some I've been to some restaurants that some fancy restaurants that put a bunch of different like they make shrimp and grits. They put shrimp in the grits, and that's really tasty actually.
I always remember
grits alone, different story, but shrimp and grits, yeah, a little different story.
I always remember the Beverly Hillbillies. Remember, Lee? They used to have hog jowls and grits.
Yeah. I can't remember that from, but I remember the Beverly Hillbillies, the Clampets. Yeah, that was on telly a lot when I was a kid. You know what I mean? There was only a few channels, and that was one of the funny things that was on, like at tea time, was the Beverly Hillbillies.
And Granny used to cook hog jowls and grits.
Yeah. Texas, when they were digging up Texas tea.
That's it. Black
there
gold.
you go, oil, black gold.
Yeah.
You made me laugh.
Looks like Everton, by the way, come up short. It just looks like 1-0 or 0-1. I'll say it that way so that Lee knows what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to give him a false reading.
I'm sure he's in Breakfast at Tiffany's, Buzz Edson, Jed Clampers. In fact, he is. It is Breakfast at Tiffany's, isn't it?
Wait, Breakfast at Tiffany, great movie. But before we even go on, like now the table, if you look at the table real quick, the table is now Arsenal are 2 points above Manchester City. I'm going to tell you this. Manchester City, I know some people were talking about, they're not really subscribing to the whole Blue Sharks thing or something. But Arsenal better be mindful of Manchester City. They have quietly, and not all under Holland, Holland have like pulling and dragging them over the line type situations. They have quietly put themselves back into contention for this for the crown. Big win for Arsenal today at Everton. Big win. It makes them go 2 points above Manchester City right now. But Manchester City, I think, are 5-0 in the last 5 wins.
They're in good form. They're in good form. The worrying Arteta, aren't they? Like now he's got us off his back for a while. Like now he's got them on his back again. That never works out right, does it for him? But it's a good win. I mean, I said I thought it'd be a draw, but I was more hopeful than anything that Everton could pinch a draw. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't, to be honest, I was never convinced that Everton would get fuck all from that game. Like, although it's not always been a happy hunting ground for Arsenal, Goodison Park, ditto Manchester United, but it can be, and it was today.
No, I would say, how are you feeling about our chances of getting to the top 4, Bernie? Are you feeling better today after today's victory? And we'll get back into the ratings. I just getting a vibe.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a very nice win today, but it was still a win at the end of the day. So as long as we keep grinding them out, yeah, definitely top 4, I think. And I agree with you, Charles. I think the one to watch is City. I've got a feeling that Arsenal fall off and City will win. I think they'll go number 1 personally.
I've got a funny feeling somewhere inside me that Arsenal will do it this season somehow, that they'll scrape it this season. And I said before, like, I might not like it because some of their fans are dickheads, but I will give them their flowers and Arteta, because, he's been close a few times now, like, and it's hard that, when you're a fan base and a manager, like, you go so close a few times. Not that they were particularly close to us last season, like, but they were close enough. You know what I'm saying? So I've got a feeling they will just do it. And there is a large part of me that wants them to, because I don't want to see Man City win it again. I know they didn't win it last year, but I'm so bored of seeing them picking up the trophy on the pitch, like at the Etihad.
If Manchester City end up beating Arsenal, as an Arsenal supporter, or someone as an Arsenal supporter should probably be realistically looking at, maybe there's someone else out there to get us over this speed bump that we can't get over. Apparently, there is nothing there's no reason why, especially since the way that the rest of the league has been sputtering and puttering, that Arsenal shouldn't be comfortably out in front of everyone else, and they're just not right now. But it was just a question. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Bernie.
Well, I just think, he's for me, he bottles it when he gets to the end. He's like always the bridesmaid, not the bride, isn't he? And I think Pep can come back from adversity and just coast along and get through. So for me, and I'll be honest with you, I'd rather it was City, because City have done it before, so it's no big thing for them to crow about it because they've done it before. If Arsenal do it, we'll never hear the end of it, So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, like, one of the reasons why I don't want to see, one of the reasons why I don't want to see City win is because of Pep, and I'm not talking about their head coach. I'm talking about the Benedict Arnold, Pep Linders. I don't want to see him a part of anything. I mean, he could say, hey, he returns and brings them a Premier League championship or a Premier League title. Who knows?
He ruined our football towards the end, but he's going to enhance theirs.
I know, exactly. Figure out priorities, man.
Do you know what? There's also a part of me that thinks Arteta deserves it just for that light bulb thing. When I see, that thing of him in the Arsenal dressing room, and he comes in and he goes, Thomas Edison invented the electric bulb. Blah, 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 blah. For that alone, the man deserves a trophy.
No. He doesn't deserve one for playing You'll Never Walk Alone on the grounds of... Arsenal can't even come up with their own songs for their players, much less like songs for their team. Come on,
no, they've never had a lot of songs.
Like You'll Never Walk Alone. Come on, man.
They haven't got a lot of songs, but they have got Gunnosaurus. It was probably my second favourite dinosaur after Barney. Because I've never heard Gunnosaurus speak, and Barney had such a cute voice, didn't he, for the dinosaur? And he was cute as well as his voice being cute.
What I can't take at the moment is the happiness of Arteta. Normally he's the most miserable thing on the planet.
Yeah.
Isn't he? He's walking around, he's furious, his face, he's on the sideline shouting. It's like somebody said, guess what? You're top of the league. And he's swallowed a happy pill all of a sudden,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, winning can do incredible things for your spirit, definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
You know who I'm going to say, getting back to these ratings, I'm going to say a player that I have been very, very, very praising of, but I am going to have to be critically honest today in saying I was disappointed by Curtis Jones' play today. I was not happy. He tried to make things happen today, but there are a couple of times, especially when towards that last 10, 15 minutes, where he was like giving the ball away. He looked unsure of himself, normally consistent for the majority of this year. And all of a sudden it's like, people are starting to sing your praises and say how important you are, and you let it slip through your fingers like sand. I gave Curtis Jones a D today. Were you as harsh or critical on Curtis, Bernie, or let Bernie go first? Yeah. I'll allow for you to be the last to give your rating on this one. Scouse love or something.
Do you know what? Last night I was on Brian's stream and probably upset a few people in there because we were talking about Curtis and everybody was saying how brilliant he's been this season. And I said, I didn't think he would be able to do that consistently. Otherwise, it's taken him till he's got to 25. And can he get any better, And it's that consistency where he falls off for me. And then he's a likeable guy, don't get me wrong, and I would love him to succeed at Liverpool. I'd love him to be the next DVG. That's what he'd like to be. But I don't think he's ever going to be it. And the thing that was getting me about it was when he was sort of more or less bragging, saying yesterday, he said he slows the game down so he can control it at his pace and almost be like a magician. That slowing the game down is what Slot's done in the past, which has really upset us because it's been boring football. And today we looked at the second half like our feet were in clay. We couldn't move. They were faster than us. They outran us. And I blame an awful lot of that on Curtis Jones. So I'm with you. He gets a D- for me. I thought he was rubbish today.
Okay. Scouse. What do you got? What do you got for your Scouse brethren?
I thought he was better than Mac. I was trying to hype up Mac when I seen he was in the team. Remember before in the roll call?
Yeah.
Named him like as the first goal scorer. Fine. Curtis was better than Mac for me. Curtis showed some good moments. It was before they scored. That's when he went a bit shit after they'd scored and we were under the cosh. When we were on top and we were coasting, he had some good moments and was involved in some good play and fully deserved to be on the pitch. But at the end of the game, like that's when he started to look a bit shabby and it's not his game defending really, like, you know what I mean. He can like press people and all that crap, but he just doesn't have defensive instincts. So he's neither use nor ornament when you're under the cosh a lot of the time. Curtis, and that's just the way it is. But he's still a good player, and he was better than Mark. And there's no way I'd give him less than 7 for his efforts tonight.
Oh wow, you went high, I think.
High? No, I mean I haven't give.
I'm just giving my opinion. I just think that you went a little high. Like I'm a huge Curtis Jones fan, and not saying Bernie isn't. She defended herself by saying what she did about her take, but yeah, I just thought Curtis played. I agree with her completely. Curtis has got to show consistency, and he had everyone singing his praises, and he had the opportunity to be that person we needed. If there was ever a opportunity today to show that you are going to be the guy that could, get the ball and I'll hold on to the ball because I don't want others that aren't as adept on the ball as I am to have the ball. Well, then this was the day to do it. It's 9 men. It's a 9-man team out there, 10, if not 9-man Spurs team. And they're throwing everything at the wall. And there's plenty, like how we can't control that game and just run out the clock, basically, if that's what we want to do. I am really, really, really pressed for words to understand how that can happen. But everyone, you're welcome to your own ratings. You in the chat can bring your own ratings as well to the fold as well. All right. Well, then let's bring up McAllister. Played that more of attacking role for us today. You're right. I definitely thought that McAllister was certainly quiet, too quiet at times, but he's functional at others. He's limited in influence today. All the same, I wasn't going to give him a D like I gave Curtis. I'd give him a D+. D+. Not a great grade, though. Still not a great grade. McAllister's got to step it up. What would you gone with for McAllister, Bernie?
Well, for effort, he runs all over the pitch.
He does.
But for actual efficiency and results, he's come up short. So I'm going to give McAllister a 6.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt was the worst out of our 4 midfielders. He let me down tonight because I was like backing him to make a bit of a comeback and like play well tonight and that. And I don't know what's going on with him because surely he's fit by now, fit enough to play well. I mean, what's holding him back? And I've been annoyed at other people getting on his back earlier in the season. I'm like, no, he's not fit. Sure. But now I'm like, where's the Mac that we know and love? Can we have him back, please? Because we need him. like really quickly as well. But no, I was disappointed in him tonight. 6 for me.
Oh, okay. All right.
Which is the worst mark so far, like out the whole side.
Yeah. Oh, then let's go with the man who played today, despite having what people thought might be an injury that kept him out of this game, but he still played. He's industrious. He had to be sacrificed to play right back. Had to be pulled out of the midfield and pulled out of the front line because he was playing like the role that normally Mo usually plays for us. But then he was pulled back to that right back role for us and got a yellow card for dissent. And because of that, he is going to miss the Wolves game. I'm disappointed that he is. I would have given Dom a C in this game, but I gave him a C- because despite he allowed for his emotions to get the best of him in this, and he knows he's on, to get a yellow card for dissent or for arguing with the ref, that's on you. That's not like that's completely on you. So
he's the last person in our team that you'd expect to get carded because he's just not the type of guy that gets carded. His emotions are always in check. He's never really in a position where he's going to get carded. Like, although he did for the tackle in that game, when he was playing deeper earlier in the season, he hit someone and he got his deserved yellow and was subbed within minutes by Slot. But like I was saying, he's the last player that you'd expect to get a card. I was really annoyed over that. It didn't show you the replay. So obviously it was what came out of his mouth. There was no replay to show. It was what came out of his mouth that got him booked. And to have him missing for the Wolves game is not helpful.
No. Do you think, Bernie, that Dom wanted a week off from Christmas and that's why he got a professional yellow card to get?
It was, I'd say it was unlike Dom, wasn't it, today? It wasn't the sort of, game that he's normally played for us. His performances has normally been a lot better than that. So I think it was pure frustration today with him. But, yeah, he was lacklustre, really, wasn't he? So he's going to get a 6 from me.
Okay. These next two players could be argued as being the players of the game or man of the match. Florian Wirtz started out on the left side because Mac had played the middle. I thought he was creative. He was tidy. He was decisive with the assist. Down goes this whole 099 and 0019, I think he was on or something like that, or whatever it was. He gets his assist, puts all those stupid, banter asides to the side. I gave Flo a B+ in this game. I thought he played his butt off in this game. What would you have given him, Lee?
Overt.
Yes.
Yeah, 7. I'll give him a 7 as well.
Oh, okay. All right. You go low, we go high. It's like with our ratings tonight, Lee. That's how it is with you. I got you. All right. Well, Bernie, where are you? Where are you with your ratings?
I think Vert actually loser. He doesn't get all the credit he could have because he does a lot off the ball, and he's busy. He's all over the place looking for opportunities to do things. So, he's obviously he can change a game. He does his best to do it. So I'm going to give him a 7.
Okay. Yeah, Jimmy gave him a 7 as well. Okay. How about for Ekitiké? I think Ekitiké we're seeing Ekitiké grow into the player that we were hoping we would get with Isak. And maybe that's too much of a football romantic style perception of it all. But what I mean by that is like his confidence is growing by the day to the point where I think he thinks he's the man. I don't know what that celebration was, by the way. That celebration was.
It was like a Trent one, wasn't it? Do you mean with the crossed arms?
Yeah.
It was like a Trent. That's what Trent.
A Trent one. I thought the only thing it was about Trent was that he pulled his pants. He pulled his pants down. At least I saw he adjusted his pants, and you could see. I was like, "What are you doing?" Like you didn't. I guess you didn't see that part. He didn't pull them off, obviously, but he definitely pulled them down somewhat. And it was not a pretty sight. I guess maybe I'm the only one that noticed that. Maybe I'm the only one that noticed that. But I did. I was like, what is he doing? And this. But I saw when he did the pose. Yes, that was like Trent. That was certainly Trent as well. What are you going to give him? I gave Ekitiké a B today. What would you give him, Bernie?
Yeah, I liked it. It furthers the theme of me liking Hugo and learning to love the man. I thought that header was fucking brilliant. And the wimpy way that Romero tried to get it ruled out with that lame. I was just, mate. I thought he was good, so I'm going to give Hugo an 8.
Okay. I think something might have happened to Bernie's connection or something, maybe. So you gave him 8. Okay, she's back. Cool. Let's bring Bernie back in. Can you hear us, Bernie?
Yeah, as soon as you mentioned somebody's shorts going down, I got kicked off.
I know. What was that all about? All right.
It's good to have like Bernie. It's good to have a woman's voice on the show. Like it's always interesting as well. I know like men and women's opinions on football don't differ, but some of the little points and that, it's interesting to hear it from a woman. My mum likes football. She's not mental about it. But she's always really, really been a massive Liverpool fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same. Ekitiké, I was going to say he's getting more and more solid, isn't he? And every time you see him, and he's not just a striker. People talk about Nunes wasn't fed, or Isak hasn't been fed, and all this sort of thing. And I don't subscribe to that. I think if you want to be fed and no one's feeding you, you go out and feed yourself, and that's what Ekitiké does. He goes and looks for balls. So he doesn't have to wait for something to come land on his toe. He's out actively looking to create something. So he's getting an 8 from me.
Okay. Nice little B rating there. Subs in this game, we can go through. I'm only going to include basically Isak and Frimpong. Chiesa, Robbo, Neoni, they all got in, but it was very limited. I know it was 9 minutes worth or 10 minutes actually worth of extra time that was given, but I'm not going to. I'll give them an NA for them. So I'll allow for each of you to give the individual ratings you can have. I'll allow for you to rate Isak, Bernie, and I'll let you rate Frimpong, Lee. So what was your rating on Isak, Bernie?
Me?
Yes,
okay.
You'll get the lone voice on this one. You'll get the lone voice.
I thought I was Frimpong now.
Oh, you want to do? Do you want to do? Would you rather? If you rather do?
Well,
Frimpong,
yeah, because Frimpong, aka Jake Paul.
Okay, all right. Did you see him next to Van de Ven, by the way, Bernie, at the end of the game?
No, I didn't see him.
It looked like a big brother, little brother, thing or something. Like he's gonna be like, you be sure to get home, kid. Something.
Yeah, he does like Home Alone. He does look a bit. He needs to be sent home to his mummy or something, doesn't he?
He absolutely does.
Look, Dad, I've got a cut lip. I'm not playing with them naughty boys again. They hurt me, Daddy. No, I thought he was a bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? Bit of a sissy today. So I'm going to give him. He's getting a 6, and he's lucky to get that. Maybe 5. I've been too generous. He's getting a 5.
Okay, 5. All right. He did get an assist. If you want to maybe
Yeah, he ruined that.
into it.
He ruined that when he started crying and tried to stop the game.
When he started crying with the bloody lip. I know. I was wondering. I'm like, why is he getting subbed off for a bloody does he have a concussion or something? Or
no, they were right though that he was wound up. It wound him up, mate. It wound him up too much, actually. I mean, he had a point, but it wound him up too much, and he had to come off. He had to go. And that's what happened. From the last, he's back, and he was good when he was on. He created the second goal. He goes for the line. Goes for the line. Back, and it's something different, and it's something that I want to see in coming games now that he's back and made up to because we're without a few players now, you know what I mean? So we're gonna really fucking need them. No Sobers line now, so the Wolves game, we're gonna need him. And he looked like he was getting into it. To me, he looked like a guy, he was rusty. You could see he was rusty. But once he sort of got into it and that a bit, you could see he was like, right, I'll have a good go here. And hopefully we'll see that against Wolves as well. You know, we'll see him making for the line and cutting it back.
Well,
we did get, apparently, this was the diagnosis. He had a concussed lip.
Did you know that Liverpool FC are making a Liverpool romper suit for Frimpong?
The little footies and everything, right? There you go. Oh wow, Frimpong is not gonna live this one down. All right. Well, then, how about for Isak, Lee? Or if Lee's not available, I'll let you do.
No, I mean, it was just getting some water. Isak, well, I'll have to give him a 7, for getting the party started.
Okay.
And that alone, I'm going to give him a 7. Yeah, I mean, he was only on the pitch for 5 fucking minutes, but he got the party started, and that's what counts.
Yeah. He did.
Goal scorer.
It was tense. It was it felt like more like a Real Housewives party, more than a football party, because I mean it was pretty intense. A lot of arguing, a lot of cards being issued in this game.
Whoever was commentating did a good job when Isak scored, because they said what a good finish it was, and it was a bloody good finish. It
was a good finish. It was. There was still work to be done, there was still work to be done. You have a player coming, recklessly in on you from the side, and then you have you still got to get it past the goalkeeper.
Actually, I think it might have been my prospective brother-in-law, Gary Neville, who was lauding Isak's foul.
Oh, really?
Gary Neville. Okay. You know what I mean? But I think it was him who said how good Isak's finish was.
Yeah,
interesting.
I think with somebody said, they call us victims, don't they? They say, Liverpool fans are always victims. It's always us victims. Yeah. But you do wonder sometimes. You think, flipping heck, what? You just get going, and then something like that happens, and that you couldn't write that, could you? The guy comes on, he hasn't been informed. He's trying to get fit, and then he scores the goal, and then he gets an injury, and he gets hobbled off.
Yeah,
you couldn't.
It's much like I say. When I thought about that statement is true, it was like Leone. Leone gets his gets into the game for his first game. He's playing well, by the way, very well.
Amazing.
Then gets a knee injury. I'm just like, what are the chances of that? What are the chances of
that? Out for the season.
Out for the season, exactly. Hopefully, there is some optimism that he might return to the training pitch at least by January, actually, which is incredible.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's been reports that he might return to the training pitch by January.
Are we talking about Gomez?
No, Leone. Yeah, but big up. We got JK in the house. How are you, JK?
Hi there. How you cool, guys? How you cool, Bernadette? Long time.
Hi, JK.
Okay. I know JK's got to take care of what you got to do because we'll leave you last for this last person that we're going to give a rating for, and also certainly maybe some telling words, and that is, look, I'm happy with the result. I am happy with the result, but I'm concerned, back to being still concerned by control, by the number of injuries we got, by the suspensions that we're going to have to navigate. And again, this coach finds a system that works. And then the very next day, in that very next game, what does he do? Go back to the one he's had issues with all year.
Yeah.
That is like,
do you mean the very next day he threw it away?
There,
Christmas.
yes, do it. Say that, yeah.
Hey, George Michael.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, I'm sorry, that was really good, by the way, Bertie.
I know that song cracks me up. It's one of those ones that makes me laugh, mate. Last Christmas, it's such a like heartfelt, earnest love song, but there's comedy in that one for me. Remember, Wham toured China in like the 80s, and that like it was just like funny to see footage of like Chinese fans grooving to Wham. I think Chinese people say "Last Christmas" rather than "Last Christmas." So Last Christmas, you gave me.
You mean like
Oh my gosh.
Rasta Christmas?
Yeah, Rasta
In the
Christmas.
80s,
Yeah, like
it was in communist China in the 80s. I mean, I would have loved to have seen Chairman Mao in the crowd, like, you know what I mean? Tapping his foot like in that.
No, I was gonna say, yeah. Oh, goodness, we're not. I want to have a wonderful Christmas time. I saw Paul McCartney performing. He performed at Saturday Night Live. I think it was a couple years ago, and he did the what's the song? It's like having. I don't know all the words, so. Having a wonderful Christmas time. That song.
Yeah. Simply having.
Simply having. Yes, that's what it is. Simply having a Christmas time.
Yeah, George Michael, I don't like his music, but he was a sound fella, mate. And he wasn't just into shit music. He actually liked some good music himself, like when he wasn't like making shit music. And he was quite funny and everything, like I thought he was a good guy, like George. It's just his music was bad.
How about last year we were top of the league? I was just going to say, I'll have to think about it.
It's not that way this year.
Yeah. This year, to save us from tears, we've given it to Arsenal. They think they're better.
There you go. There you go.
Remix.
Remix. It's the remix.
You know what I mean?
I have to give Arnie. I'm going to have to give Arnie a D in this. I was interested. He gets a lump of coal in his stocking right now for me. I was going to say, I'm not going to be as harsh to go D-. I'll say a D. How about that? For Arnie Slut.
Have you seen what Lee's put, Lee Rizkid? Endo's first interview was literally rooking followed to praying for Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That's
What was your rating? We'll go across the board here. We'll just go Lee, Bernie, then JK. Lee, what was your rating for Arnie?
Well, I'm going to start by rating his style. He cut a shape on the touchline tonight, all in black. They were decent trainees. They weren't that good though. They were a bit. He could have picked better, but he looked stylish tonight. All black. I'm all in black tonight. He's got black jeans, black jacket, and Arnie cut a dash on the touchline tonight. When we scored, that was it. You see him like from the side, like, and he was like, yes. when we scored. And I was like,
let me just stop you. Arnie Slot is no Johnny Cash, but let's not go there. Let's not go there. Since we're doing songs and we're doing singers, he is not Johnny Cash.
The ensemble trainees weren't good enough, mate. They were one of them ones with like a plastic thing in the sole at the side, whatever that fucking thing is. I've never liked that shit.
He's got to work out. Do you know what I mean?
Side, like, and there's like a plastic bit. It's like, no, Arnie, you shouldn't have picked them, mate. Should have got a pair of grey Gazelle. Pair of grey Adidas Gazelle would have been really nice and looked elegant with your man in black palaver.
We're gonna have to name Lee Martha Stewart or something like that, because he's now doing food critics and he's doing fashion. He's the man around town.
On the football, like, it was a bit of a strict performance.
Yeah, did they play football today? I don't know, but we know plenty about.
I don't know about. I was just going to say he's more like Meghan Markle than.
Oh, there you go. Meghan Markle. There you go.
Sorry, in the chat, Atkinson's long leather. It was a banner at the European Cup final in 1985. I was like 12. I just turned 12. And the funny ones I remember was Atkinson's long leather. And another one said, Man United, this is the big cup. Because United had just beat Everton in the FA Cup final. And they just killed me, like, and it's still dead funny now.
I guess so. Yes, yeah.
Can I give you my score on Slot?
Sure.
Slot for me is like riding a roller coaster. It's like going on the Big Dipper, because 1 minute you're thinking, oh wow, we've won a game and it's great, we're getting back to form, and then the next thing is, like you said, he's done the exact same thing why we lost other games, and the football's slow, turgid, boring. And okay, we've got a win, so I can't absolutely destroy him, because the aim of the game is to get a win. But from taking us to the old feelings, like we're going to win this game, we're going in confident, to going in and thinking we could lose this and walk away. And for the last 10, 20 minutes, if you bit your nails, you'd be biting them because you're thinking this is going to go their way. So for that, Arnie's getting a 5 off me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I spot on with that.
There was a third flag in the 1985 final. They questioned the virtue of Ron Atkinson's beard, which I thought was funny. Like I said, I was only 12. Like, that was like dead funny. So there, I've mentioned it.
Okay. All right. For those aviator or bird.
Well, Norm knows what I'm on about. Norm's just dared me to mention it, so bloody did.
Okay. All right. For the bird critics out there, well done. Lee gave you a little bit of zen there, but so an F rating from Bernie. I gave him. I feel like I should give him a D. I'm gonna revise it to a D minus. So I think what Bernie says is spot on. This team should not have had a dip. You saw a viable dip in their confidence after Richarlison scored that goal, and not only that, against a 9-man team, we looked like we were playing against. We looked like we were the team that had at times 10, if not 9 men on the pitch. That's not acceptable at all.
Well, I'm going to come in Arnie's defence. I thought up until their goal, it was a shit first half performance, like, but all we needed to do was keep in it, like, and then Simmons was sent off. Second half performance, I was pleased as punch until that goal went in. It was all going off well. It looked like a boring day at the office in terms of like what was going to transpire from that point forward. And then, they scored that really ugly goal. Like, it was so shit. It was shit defensively, but it had so much fortune in it. Like, there was so many. But we've had goals like that where it just falls for someone. But up until that point, it was going well, I thought, for Arnie. And I'm not going to get on his back over it. It was just after they scored. Maybe we could have handled it better. I don't know what he could have done differently, given the amount of players who had to be taken off the bloody pitch. Do you know what I mean? But I will back him on that today. That until they scored, it was going well. And I thought it was more than acceptable until they scored. It was just after they scored. It was shit. So I'll back him up a little bit there.
Okay. I just want to make sure that some of us out there understand the pleases punch comes from the definitely ever so present, culturally present 17th century Punch and Judy puppet show. By the way, okay. I was like, pleases punch. I'd never really heard that before, but okay, I understand now.
I've never had punch. Never had it in my life.
No, you said you're pleased as punch. I had to look that up. I was like, where does that originate from? It originates from the popular 17th century. That means it was in the 1600s.
Oh, mate, punch was strong in the days, mate.
Lee's not that old, honestly.
I know. I was like, when is he?
No, but I've never had it. But it looks nice, you know, when you see it, like in a film or something, and it's like this really strong alcoholic swill with bits of fruit floating in it. You're like, ooh.
That's so good.
Do you know? To be honest, I thought it came from Punch and Judy. You know, the puppet. I thought it was from that. You know, because Punch. I just thought it'd be him. Pleased as Punch. You know, Punch and Judy. But anyway, I've learned something there. 12. Well done.
Didn't Punch and it says Punch and Judy originated in the 17th century, it says.
Oh, did they?
Oh no, they didn't.
Very good.
It says the character and shows became popular in England around the 1660s.
All right.
It references to his proud and pleased state entered the English language by the late 1700s. So, you know, back in the 1700s when Lee was catching a pint here or there, you know.
I was there at the first Punch and Judy show.
He's his punch.
Yeah, I was there at the first Punch and Judy show. It took place in Lancashire.
There we go.
I think
okay, all right.
1681, the first one. I was there.
I had to look that up because I was like, please, this punch. Interesting. All right. All right. So we've got an F rating, a D- rating. What was your rating again, Lee? Where'd you give him a C? You gave him a C, I think, or something like that. C-.
The football.
For slot.
I'd give him a 7. 7 sounds good to me.
All right.
You don't want to be too harsh on him because it was going good until that back in goal. It had so much fortune in it, as I said, but it was like a really shit one to concede. Virgil's half-assed swipe at it like before it landed at the pigeon's feet. But it has a lot of fortune in it, like, and that's what made it look like a shit performance, like towards the end. But before that, we were coasting. Although the first half performance was disappointing as well, that we didn't do more to try and get in front before Simmons went off. But yeah, I'll give him a 7.
I am saying it does come from Punch and Judy, by the way. Yeah, everyone's right. I'm not saying it didn't. I did say it comes from Punch and Judy. It's just that Punch and Judy apparently originated in the 1660s, I guess.
Well, he gets all the best.
You can ask Lee. They had puppets in 1700s. You can ask Lee. Yeah. So
no wonder he's pleased. He gets all the best lines, doesn't he? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe so. We are mentally fragile. Yes, we are, Pops. Yes, we are. And physically weak. Wow. That's tough. JK. All right, where we're going to average out on slot because we have an F-, F, a D-, a C, which is definitely, obviously, the rating from the Russian judge. But what are we going to do with your rating? Meaning it's the outlier. That's what that joke was supposed to be about. Not the Nadia Comaneci. When she got all the 10s and the one Russian judge gave her the bad rating, I think it was.
I've heard of her. I know the name.
nominate Comey. She was the first person to get a 10.
Gymnastics.
Right? In gymnastics.
She was amazing.
Yeah.
Remember Zola Budd and Mary Decker? Mary Decker was cast as the villain, wasn't she, for spiking her in the shin, and Zola Budd in her bare feet had to go off. That was a big one, like when I was a kid.
Yeah, she was South African, wasn't she? Zola Budd.
Yeah, Zola Budd was South African, yeah, and Mary Decker was American.
JK, you with us by chance? I don't know if JK is going to give us his rating. See if JK is with us. If not, then we'll move on. But by the way, Bernie, people are saying hello to you. By the way, in the chat, Pops, KJ, all saying hello.
Sorry, hi KJ. I didn't see it. Yeah, I've said hello to Pops. Hi KJ.
What do you? We've got. All right. So with this upcoming game, when JK comes back, I'll allow for him to give us his answer or his diagnosis of what he thinks about Slot's performance today. But we have another big game coming up, actually, all things considered, because despite the fact that, let me see if I can get the team schedule here. So we have another big game because it's a game that we could easily fall in, like we could play to our opponent's level. I don't want to see that happen, obviously. But we could take our eye off the prize, basically. We've finally gotten some, momentum, maybe gotten something to stand on. We should be happy with the 3 points we got from Spurs. And now we return to Anfield.
3 wins in a row.
Yeah, 3 wins in a row.
It'll
be our last. It's the last game of 2025. By the way,
can we do the quad against Wolves? It's the only quad we will be doing this season. But can we win 4 in a row? Then Leeds could give us a quintuplet or some shite when it's 5. Leeds could give us the quintuplet.
Jimmy's saying the good vibe is we are up to 5th. So let's have a good Christmas run and keep chipping away at the results. You'll never walk alone. So spot on with that. 5th place is where we stand, 2 points above Sunderland. Let's see because Manchester United still has to play. So if they win, they will go above us in the table because they have a +4. You know what is really, really disappointing is our goal differential is at +3.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always had a boss goal difference under Jurgen, although a couple of times City's was better, but it was always boss under Jurgen. It's been a shit. We've conceded more. The last time we conceded this many this early was 64, 65, apparently. So, you know what I mean? We've just conceded too many. It's not so much the goals that we haven't been scoring, it's the goals we've been letting in all the bloody time this season.
Do you know, we did an exercise where we were saying, when we were buying in Wirtz and Ekitiké, and we knew Isak was coming, we did an exercise on where could we get goals on the pitch, how many do you think he'll score, how many could we get from him, bearing in mind that last season we were getting goals from all over the place. And we sort of worked it up, not over the top. And we worked it up, we could get 100 goals. And, how wrong could you be? You look at it and you think we're struggling.
Mm-hmm.
No, but there was a possibility if everybody kicked in when they came in that we could have battered everybody. But obviously we're going to have to wait for next season for that.
Mate, I haven't run out of hope. Just because we've been in bad form, we seem to be coming out of it now, but I haven't run out of hope for us, as a potentially very strong side in the very near future. Do you know what I mean? It's all good. It's all good. We'll be back.
Let's answer that. Something that Pop said in the chat. I agree. It's like we get the 2-0, and all of a sudden, I see this is something JK. I don't know if JK is back with us or not, but this is something that JK and I used to say a bunch last year, and this I especially thought it last year, especially. We would get the 2-0. That's why there were very few 5-4, Klopp-like scores with this team. There were more like we would get the 2-0, and then we would just like coast the rest of the way. We would get the 2-0, and we would like just. It was almost like 2-0 is that like just that safety guard where like the governor in a car, like 2-0 hits, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, we can put it into like rather than going to overdrive or maybe even see how fast we can get the car to rock and roll. We seem to think, oh, let's downshift and just kind of coast a little bit to the end of this game, and it allows for teams to get their breaths. It allows for them to get their shape. It allows for them to get just an inkling of a window to like be able to get back into games. I think, and that's unfortunate. Like we have our foot on their necks, and we can't just keep moving.
And you know what, as well, 12. I think I know Salah had his problems, and he deserved to be benched. But I still think a lot of people don't give him credit for the effect he has on the pitch, on the ball and what he does with it and how he can move it around. And I do think that we miss him when he's not on the pitch. When he came on last week, he had a point to prove. But I thought he was quite influential, in the box and that. So I'd like to see a world where Mo comes back and he's fighting fit and he gets stuck in. Oh,
absolutely. The amount of attention that Salah draws on the pitch is like second to none. I mean, he's going to draw. It's not like Salah's getting just man-to-man coverage on the pitch. He's getting double teamed, if not triple teamed at times. On the pitch. So.
Yeah, he's always drawn since he started doing well. He can draw 3 defenders, can't he? And gives the opportunity then to other players to be able to do something. So he's always done that, and he's never complained about it. Mo, he's just got on with it, and that and I know he's dropped off a bit. But flipping heck, he's in his 30s. Look what he's given to us. But
we can't say he's never complained. Obviously, he has complained once. But I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, that was a big complaint. But I just think that what he's put into us, you can't measure that. What he's given to us over the season, and he's still got a lot of firepower in him, Mo. To come in and that. So I'd never think he's finished. Not this season. Anyway. I want to see him come back and prove to everybody, his detractors, that he has still got it.
I think he's got the same. I think it's similar to what like when people were out there saying that Robbo's done and Robbo won't be able to do this and he won't be able to fight for this or fight for that. Like sometimes you can never question the heart of a champion. I think that Mo Salah has the heart of a champion, and like his drive and his ambitions to be the best at his position, but also, the best in the world, period, is second to none. And I think that can drive him to, prove all the doubters wrong. And maybe that could be the lasting inspiration that we need to get out of him.
Well, look, it's quite a long time, and there's quite a few games between now and when he comes back. So we could be in a lot better position when he comes back than we were when he left. I.e., we've won like 5, 6, whatever games in a fucking row. Because, we've got to be beating Wolves, mate. We cannot not be beating Wolves.
Absolutely,
season they haven't. We've got to beat them. And then Leeds shouldn't present too many problems. Like, as long as we don't do the same lame shit at the end that we did at Ellen Road, then we'll be perfectly fine, I'm sure, to beat them and make it 5 in a row. And that'll take us closer to where we should be. Like, and that'll just comfort me like over this period.
No,
You know, wins the
I
title,
understand.
you know what I mean?
Just looking at these, I'm looking at these things, Lee and Bernie and JK as well. Looking at this goal differential still, that irks me. We have 28 goals scored, 25 conceded this season. If you look at the rest, if you look at the top four, they have 31 goals scored, 10 goals conceded. It's Arsenal. 41 goals scored. Manchester City has 41 goals scored this year.
That Haaland's like
16,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's just sick. If we were just getting, I'm not saying that I was expecting Isak to give us Haaland type numbers, but if we were just getting like maybe half, if not 2/3 of what Haaland's putting out from Isak, what a difference that could make. 41-16 was the differential in that one. And then if you look at even Villa is at 25 goals scored, 17 conceded, 29 goals scored for Chelsea, 17 conceded. It's like all those teams have a +8 over us in goal differential. That's ridiculous. More than a +8.
Yeah, well, that's going to be changing. Things are going to be changing like in the next few months. I'm sure of that. That I do know. Okay. We'll get better in the next few months, like. But what was I going to say then? Fucking in another season, like I wouldn't say that like a 10-point gap at this stage was enough to rule us out, but we've showed too much weakness this season too many times for us to get back in the title race and be in it like properly. I think it's going to be someone else's affair this season. So we've just got to get our shit in order and get ready for next season and give it a good go in the Champions League. And hopefully by the time the knockout stages come around, we will be in some sort of form. Mm-hmm. We can, we're one of those clubs like Munich and all those others back in Real Madrid. We can win it any fucking season, mate. We've just got to be playing well enough. Mm-hmm. With the knockout stages. Okay.
Maybe it could be no. It could be a Bob Dylan. You said the times they are changing, huh? Basically, is what you're saying. You think that's what's going to happen for our team? You think we're going to see some Bob Dylan-esque type changing for our team, Bernie?
Do you mean next season or after Christmas?
This season, after Christmas, or is the new year? How about that? Is the new year going? Because we only have one more game in this calendar year.
Yeah. No, do you know what? I was just thinking while Lee was talking then about Slot, and I'm not one of these people like down on him, they're like, and they've called him for everything. I haven't been like that, but I just look at it in black and white, really, and I'm not convinced with him. I think his ego is okay. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to back yourself, haven't you? If you're going to be successful. But I think he's got a blind spot, Slot, and I'm not convinced at the moment that he's going to turn this all right round and be that manager that takes us on to success. I wish he was, because it'd be brilliant for us, But I just don't feel that. I haven't got that faith or trust in him, which I did have with Klopp, and I have had with other managers. So I'm not convinced, to be honest with you, that after Christmas, that if we hadn't had this thing with Isak today, and we don't know what's going on there with the injuries. I don't know. It's for me. I don't want to sound negative, but I'm sitting on the fence on this one. I'm just I'll back everybody to the limit, but I just can't see it at the moment. I can see us getting in the top four, but I think as fans, it's going to be up and down, and we're going to have highs and lows, and it's going to frustrate the hell out of us.
Jeez. Well.
No, I see it's been a much better team in the second half of the season. Look, I'm worried. Like I've been worried for a while now, but all I can really do at the moment is support him because he is still our manager. Like, so I'd like to think that he's got a few tricks up his sleeve and he can prove that it wasn't just a flash in the pan last season, that we can get back to some sort of form in the second half of the season. And like you said, the Champions League knockout stages don't start for a good long while, yeah. So we've got a while to get our shit sorted out. And I hope Isak will be part of that because he will be a huge weapon in our quest to go further than the last knockout stage that we did last season.
I do have some good news that I just saw. Hopefully, let me double check though. Make sure this is. Oh no! This is the real Paul. This is the real Paul Joyce too, by the way. Paul Joyce has written, Alexander Isak's injury has been ruled out as anything ACL or knee related, and is far less serious than initially expected.
Yeah, because I thought it was his foot rather than his knee.
Yeah, he went for his ankle. But the way sometimes that stuff you never know. Like you can catch those things and it could be wrong. But that's what Paul Joyce has reported. That was just reported 29 minutes ago on X. Is what it said. I will say this too, real quick too. Rodrigo Bentancur is I'm not going to curse, but he is a POS. I'm sorry. I'll show you something that happened real quick. And if you don't, you'll understand why I'm saying it, at least in those terms, because this was Bentancur in the game. I just want to show you this. I noticed this in the game. I was wondering what was going on, and I was like, why are there's pushing and there's tussling? Let me bring this up here. 1 second. All right. So that's Bentancur over Isak, laying on the ground injured, yelling at him to get up, yelling obscenities at him while he's on the ground. As if he's faking.
Yeah, but idiot.
Yeah, that is ugly. That is ugly. I'm sorry.
Do you know the whole team today? And normally I always like Spurs, but the whole team today seemed to be a bad bunch, bad barrel of apples today. They were dirty, they were mouthy, they were horrible today. I thought it must have been pleasant for our guys playing them.
I think that I think they're playing with a chip on their shoulder. Unfortunately, that chip on the shoulder is affecting their professionalism on the pitch. That's just how I see it. I agree. But that was just weird. That was weird. Van de Ven, that was a poor tackle. If you see I wish I could show you the replay. But absolutely, he scissored. By him going with the tackle, he just grabs onto the leg. It was ugly. Anyway, I'm hoping that Paul Joyce's information is correct. I hope that it is something that Isak can take a good ice bath for and have a miraculous recovery, very similar to what we saw Dominik Szoboszlai have as well. Yeah. I don't know if we need to get the magic sponge or whatever the spray that they use. Basically, that's like the magic spray.
I don't want to tempt fate, but when he was hobbling off, it didn't look like a season ender. But I could be wrong. What is it Joyce has said? What's he said?
He said that Alexander Isak's injury has been ruled out as anything ACL or knee related. So it's not dealing with it's not a knee injury.
Okay, that's good. I know long-term injuries like towards the bottom of your leg, but that's good to hear. That's very good to hear. It's encouraging news. Let's put it that way.
It's encouraging news from a reputable journalist too. So
no, he wouldn't say it if it was bollocks, Joyce. I don't think he's not one of them that says fake shit.
Right.
He would say it if it was
and
bollocks.
He says it, and the injury is far less serious than initially expected. So I'm hoping that it is something that gets looked at, and it's just like a sprained ankle or something along those lines.
I think a lot of the players, and you can't blame them, especially if they've been known to have a bit of a history of injuries, but a lot of them coddle themselves a bit rather than it getting worse. They'll think, "Oh, I'm getting off." You can see that. Whereas some will play on, others will think, "Oh God, this could be a big injury. I'll just best be on the safe side and cry for them to come off." But we've seen that on a few players, and then they've been fit the following week or the week after. So hopefully it's the same with Isak.
Yeah, agreed on that one too. Well, slot ball continues to evolve, I guess. We'll see what is the next big move with it against Wolves, a team that we should even without Isak in the lineup, Wolves should be a team that we should be able to handle at Anfield. At least that's something that we should be able to do. Just trying to see if there's any more updates. I don't see anything.
Charles, right I'm going to say before you finish, can we just talk about, I'm going off football for a minute, but did you see the Jake Paul fight last night with?
No, I didn't. I did not.
Did you see it, Lee?
Now, this is a name I've heard loads, but I just don't know who the bloody guy is. Is it mixed martial arts that he does, this fella?
Well, yeah,
he's a YouTuber or former.
I don't even know what he looks like. I've got a nephew called Jake, and my brother's called John Paul.
He's weird. Well, he's a bit weird looking, but he's more mouthy than anything, isn't he, Trav? He's been an influencer. Is it MMA he does? But he decided.
I've never watched it.
He's a boxer. He's a boxer.
Well,
not into it. When you mix them up, it's like.
Yeah, he's not a trained boxer. It wasn't like he just took it up and decided he would be a boxer, didn't he? And he's moved up the weight, and he took on Anthony Joshua Lee last. That was the bout yesterday. But it was. I mean, I don't know what chat thought, but it was like a comedy. He kept throwing himself on the floor and hanging onto Joshua Anthony's leg. I mean, if you haven't seen it, you've got to see it.
No, I don't know what the man looks like, but I've heard that bloody name so many times since I've had a computer. Jake Paul.
And his brother,
he's a tough guy or some shit like.
Yeah, his brother Logan Paul as well, isn't he? He's another one.
Logan. You're messing.
Oh, wow.
He's got Logan.
Yeah.
Was that before Wolverine came out? Please tell me that they named him after the guy from Wolverine.
Oh no, I don't know about that one, but yeah, I was going to say apparently they did there's some footage because Purdy talked about how he went to the Patty the Batty to get he went to the gym and got some they had a little one-on-one and they were talking about the interviews. I didn't see the interview at all, but
which one? Frimpong or Jake
Frimpong? Yes.
Oh yeah. I saw.
No, yeah, Frimpong, yes. And apparently there's been some footage of Frimpong working. Maybe this is why he didn't want to get involved in a ruckus, or they didn't want him to get too involved in the ruckus. But apparently, this is some footage. If you guys are interested, I can show you some of the footage of him fighting. Aaron. This is apparently Frimpong.
It's absolute sure that.
Oh, there you go. Cobra Kai, by the way. He's Cobra Kai. He's
I've heard
Cobra
about
Kai.
it. Yeah.
Mate, I wouldn't take him on. Like, even if he fell over or something, he could land on you, couldn't he? And then you'd be fucked.
Was he the guy who went? Was he the guy who went on the travel thing with Harold Balder? You know, the travel guy.
Oh, you mean oh no, I'm thinking of someone else. I thought you.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he went with. I think he went out to Italy with them or something.
Sorry. He's getting it in. Oh man, poor Frimpong. Whoa. Well, M. Tarmizi, big up. He's asking a quick question to the panel. Just off the top of your heads, who do you guys think will win AFCON? I'm going with Egypt to win AFCON, by the way.
I'd like Ghana to win it for Nolante. And Ghana have got 4 already, which you put them on 5, which I think will put them second with Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'd be having Ghana winning it, like, if they could pull it out the bag for Nolante's sake, like.
I would have liked Egypt for Mo's sake, but I don't think Egypt are anything like the team they were, so I'll go with...
Who the United Arab Republic? I looked up who won AFCON the most, and I looked it up, and Egypt competed under the name United Arab Republic when they first won it. And then they lost the final the next year as the United Arab Republic, which was strange. But they were twins with Syria at the time, but all the players were Egyptians, so it goes to them.
Yeah, I'll go with Nolante. Is Nolante, did you say, is he Nigerian?
No, Ghanaian. Nolante. Oh, no, he won't like you asking if he's Nigerian. That's it. That's a rivalry, the West African coast rivalry between the football teams. What I did learn from looking up who's won the AFCON, the sub-Saharan African teams have won it well more, mate. If it wasn't for Egypt, like, they'd be lagging well behind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow, everyone's just about like I think everyone in the chat plus the panel have said like everyone said a different country so far. I've seen Senegal, I've seen Morocco, South Africa as a shout, Ivory Coast, yeah. Don't know. I already told you my ideas as to why I hope we can see Egypt win. I'm looking for the same. Mane arc for Salah as we saw for Mane after he won for Senegal. When he returned, he was absolute. People might not remember that, but Mane wasn't necessarily. There were people that were thinking that Mane was done, that he was done playing, and when he returned, he was playing central for us, and getting involved.
It was a massive win for them last time out, wasn't it, against Egypt? Like, this is a huge game, that, like, and to be honest, I was pleased for Mane. Like, like, I know Mo hasn't won it, but Egypt have won it loads. So, like, I was pleased for Mane when Senegal won that one. Very pleased for him, in fact.
I just think it'll be good. It'll be good to get Salah. I'm saying Salah goes to AFCON, plays in the 10 for Egypt, comes back to Liverpool, playing, having some inspiration to take on the role, and ends up doing such an incredible job that he ends up winning us some glory in the Champions League.
Morocco
Real quick, too, let me show you why I said that, Van de Ven.
Morocco.
This is why I said that.
Sorry.
No worries. Yeah, no worries. I just want to show that, Van de Ven.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Morocco's highly fancied, aren't they, for the AFCON? But the very negative team. I prefer to see a team that played a bit more ball win it, like, you know what I mean? They did really well in the last World Cup, but the negativity was, I prefer a better ball playing team than that to win it, like.
Yes, definitely. Lady B is going to be calling it an evening. I hope I'm telling you, if that happens, I'll be so happy to see. Let me show you real quick. What I mean by this, though, this is what the tackle looked like. And this is why I think it was a horrible tackle. Look at how Isak's leg is, like Van de Ven is not interested.
That's incriminating. It's his face. It's his face there as he's doing it.
That's a horrible tackle.
Yeah.
Horrible tackle.
It is. It's wrong, that, isn't it? He knew what he was fucking doing there. From the look,
he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he knew he was going to hurt the guy, and he fucking did.
All right. Let us get prepared to. Excuse me. Roll up on out of here. Nobody wants to hear statistics right now, so I'll leave that there. Anything that the panel want to talk about real quick before we do end the show?
Well, for me, Van de Ven should have got a yellow for studding Isak in the thighs, like not long before he did that to him. He should have already been on a yellow for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. JK?
I haven't had much to say because I had something going on. But in general, I was just happy we got the 3 points. But I just think that the speed we had the game, the first half we could have beat them 3-4-0 if we really wanted to. So that's a bit of a weird one. But all in all, I just worried about Isak, and I've been waiting all season for Wirtz to give Isak a goal like that, set him up just like that. I had visions of it when we first signed both of them. That he's going to do that type of balls in the box, and it happened today. And what happened? He gets injured straight away. I was like, "Fucking hell!"
Yeah. Story. That's kind of the way it goes for our team this year.
But I hope he's okay. But I was happy he got that goal anyway. Good for him.
Yeah, very good for him. Hey, people, we are in 5th place. Another win. Who knows? Maybe we can break into the top 4. Maybe.
The only way is up, baby, for you and me now. Hold on.
Okay. All right. Look at that. We're full of song. They were full of food critiques and fashion tips. We are definitely and also, hey, got what the kids are saying on the streets, from the 1700s. So prettiest punch or what is that? What is it again? Proudest punch. What is what you're saying? What's what the kids are saying on the streets nowadays? Still hot from the 1700s. You're not going to tell us now. You're going to be shy and not tell us. The Punch and Judy, line. Lee. Oh, he's not listening.
What you
say, Robert?
Yeah. Proudest punch. There you go. Thank you, Lee.
Proudest punch.
Thank you.
Proudest
Please, punch. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad that the chat is participating with keeping with keeping the show cracking and moving. But yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'll
Um,
quickly say about the Wolves game is a blessing in disguise with the injuries and Sabotzola getting booked and stuff. So Wolves ain't great this season.
ooh, who's this? What do you think about what M Time Izzy's got to say, JK? What's your thoughts on that one before we bounce? Do we have to? Do we need to? Do we need to have another coup on another German talent happen? Do you see the comment by any chance?
Hey, that bloody Waltermar's doing good, and he got two today. And he's been doing good. It's shut Newcastle fans up a bit. They forgot about Isak now, haven't they? Like, but he's doing well in that Waltermar's. Looks like a good signing for him.
Mm-hmm. Um. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll get maybe that. I know that Carl is a talented player. I know that I know it would take like heaven and earth to be moved to get that player out of the running. And I think Musiala just signed a long extension or a big deal. So yeah, Walter Made is what you guys are talking about. But yeah, he's a very good player. He plays in the midfield for him. Leonard Carl, very talented player. Very talented player. All right. Well, before we bounce, let me just wrap up this episode by saying it wasn't pretty, it wasn't convincing, but the bottom line is 3 points. We said it before. We needed the W, and we got it. We go fifth. Injuries, I know, are definitely something we're going to have to continue to monitor. Let's hope the best for Isak. Let's hope the best for Connor. Let's hope the best for Frimpong's bloody lip. And look, Slot will take this win. Any which way he gets it, he will take it. There's 3 points. He knows this team still lives dangerously, and we need to shape up. But we move, people. We move on to, and back to Anfield, where we will be facing against the Wolves. We keep pushing, and we'll always, as always, demand more, and that's the way it is. So I'll let for Lee to give a shout out, give his parting shout, and I'll let JK do the same if he's with us still.
Cheers.
Thanks
Thanks for sticking with us, like, and that. Look, it's 3 wins in a row, and hopefully there'll be 2 more coming up hot on the heels of them. So let's keep it positive, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah. And yeah. JK. Bueller.
Yeah, same as bro.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the mop and stuff. What I was going to say, I think with the season we've had, having 3 wins on the bounce, no matter how we got on, is sound. I think I wasn't really impressed with the game today, but a win's a win.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll leave you guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. My favourite character in D'Artagnan was Cardinal Richelieu, who was like a fox. And Cardinal Richelieu is just a 24-carat baddie. And like his evil stuff used to crack me up in that cartoon. I really did enjoy it, like when I was a kid. D'Artagnan.
Okay. All right. Again, this episode has been full of cultural rich additions by Lee, and we appreciate it. We definitely appreciate it. I'll tell you what's culturally rich is apparently we saw Ekitiké's possible album cover pose after he scored the goal right? His new hip hop album cover. But I'll tell you this: this is your moment of zen. This might be allegedly Ibu asking to get to be on the album with them. Ekitiké being like, oh my gosh. I told you this is a solo. It's not a duo. It's not a double. It's not a duet.
Well, these two will be well aware of Cardinal Richelieu being French. They'll know what a 24-carat bastard the man was like. So I'm sure they'd enjoy the cartoon too if they saw it.
Okay, all right. All right. Well, anyhow, people, we always like to say take care of yourselves, but also be sure to take care of your loved ones in your life. It's very important that you do so. And enjoy the rest of your evening. I know it is, what time is it now? It's getting late in the evening. It's almost at that midnight hour. So we're going to let you go. Enjoy the rest of your evening, afternoon, morning, whatever it is that you're watching this. Enjoy the rest of your day. We hope that it's a special and blessed one. And as always, up the Reds each and every time. And always remember, on this channel, you never will walk alone. So continue to subscribe, pass on the channel to others. Keep tuning in, adding and the rich content that you guys do. We'll do as best as well to bring about the best content we can for you, and always be another source on this internet for you to keep your heads high and always know that we are Reds true and true. Take care and God bless.